going through my list of things in OneNote, um, um, I'm looking at things like, like subnetting, right? And it's like, didn't I already do subnetting? And I go back and look at the videos of, and yeah, we talked about binary and converting and subnetting Class B interfaces. I don't see Class C interfaces, but maybe that's in there somewhere. Um, so that's just kind of weird. And then like here, we talked about Ether channel already. Okay, so I don't know how that got before spanning tree. Okay, and we're not going to get deep into any more spanning tree. Okay, all right, we did the basics of spanning tree. Okay, going through our elections. Okay, we talked about TNCs. Talked about timers, port types. So yeah, we kind of went through there in the theory, um, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, if you want to change spanning tree's mode, spanning tree um, mode, okay, and that's where we could change to MST, rapid spanning tree, and um, per VLAN spanning tree, okay, which rapid spanning tree is rapid per VLAN spanning tree, and multiple spanning tree is this is what it is. You create a spanning tree instance, and you assign VLAN to that instance. So now I don't have to have a per VLAN instance for every VLAN. I can actually have just two instances running spanning tree, okay, and put my VLANs in each one of those instances. So never am I going to have more than two spanning tree protocols running, okay, and that's just pretty much it. But what we're going to cover next is inter VLAN communication. All right, now this is an interesting thing because now I will be able to prove, okay, and we're going to spend some time of setting this up, okay, and hopefully we can get this to work correctly, but I am going to set up a scenario where on a single switch we will be able to communicate between VLANs, okay, meaning that we're going to have to bridge some stuff in VMware, which I haven't done in a while, so I'm going to have to refresh my memory, okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this, right? Excuse me. Right here. Okay? And that is going to be two switches, okay? Because remember what we talked about before. And there is a rule of thumb that I like to talk about or teach everyone when I'm actually teaching. And the rules that I teach you in Cisco LAN or networking, okay, every rule has a way of breaking that rule, okay? All right, now it doesn't mean everyone, okay, but when I tell you if VLAN 1, okay, so first of all, we're going to start off with the same subnet. Now remember, okay, remember this, okay, something told me not to close that. Alright, so first of all, let's go to red. Okay, now, remember this. 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. Remember, in our subnet mask, 255s means that number must match, this number must match, this number must match in order to be on the same network. So, 192.168.1.2 will be able to communicate. Now, here's the thing. What if I made it a 2 2. Because this subnet mask dictates that the third octet needs to be the same, okay? This will not be able to communicate from a TCP IP perspective, meaning that TCP IP, okay, automatically sets up logical broadcast domains, okay, for each one of these networks, okay, not allowing one broadcast domain to communicate across over into another one. All right, that's done in software, or I should say logical, okay. Can we break that logical aspect? You're absolutely right. We can do that by manipulating the MAC address table. I can actually put in a manual MAC address saying that BB MAC address equals 192.168.2.2. Okay? That is going to allow me to build the layer 2 aspects, okay, encapsulate it, and send it off on the same broadcast domain. Okay? Now, remember, the broadcast domain of TCP/IP is logical. The physical broadcast domain, because there's no physical separation, rather physical or logical, okay, we have now been able to break that rule. All right? So I will be able to communicate with this PC to this PC if this was not set and we're on the same broadcast domain, because remember, when you create different VLANs, you're setting up different logical broadcast domains. Okay? So if I got rid of this, put them both on VLAN 1, and manually put this MAC address in this table, I will be able to communicate with it on different subnets. Okay? But that's not the lesson here. The lesson is, by default, okay, I can't do this. All right, TCP IP is not going to allow it. All right, putting it in different VLANs, that's definitely is not going to allow it, whether we had the MAC address in there or not, because this layer, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, have their own broadcast domains, and we cannot cross over unless we have a router. Now, we haven't learned routers yet, okay? So that would be ridiculous to put that in there, all right? Because I haven't taught you routing yet. But, okay, with a layer 3 switch, and you gotta understand, switches are layer 2, okay? They move traffic by MAC addresses. There's no time to live, and that's how we can have broadcast storms, okay, which will kill your network, all right? But routers have a time to live attribute, and they can only go 255 hops before they die, okay, all right? But you can set that time to live too, all right? You can set it to 10. That means 10 hops down the road, the package is going to die. It's going to kill itself, okay? Now, the switches I have in my lab are layer 3 switches, meaning that it's a layer 2 switch with a router engine, meaning one of these bad boys are put right into that switch, okay? So that means I can route traffic from this broadcast domain to this broadcast domain, and tell me that's not cool, okay? So we're going to learn a couple things today about VMware, stuff like that, okay? So just settle in, and let's go ahead and kill this. So now we are going to get rid of this drawing pad. All right, and I really do love my drawing pad too, by the way, just in case you're curious. All right, so let's close this, and we're gonna bring this up. All right, so now let's go into our VMs. Okay, so did it work? Did I select it? There it goes. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start one of these PCs. Just let it boot. Alright. Went to that boots. It's coming up shortly. Okay, I don't care which virtual machine, whatever you use, Hyper-V or VirtualBox. I don't really care. I am a huge VMware person, and I think VMware workstations is like $100. It's definitely worth it, especially for a lot of reasons. I mean, guys, I use the shit out of VMware. Yes, the time server too, but now since they're going to that Broadcom company, the bottom line is I'm probably going to Hyper-V because I just don't have time for it. Trying to download something from that site is just ridiculous. So once you do that to your product, you're really telling me you really don't you really don't care about your product no more. All right, you're pushing it up to somebody else. So apparently you got better things to do. So I'm not. I'm going to be converting as I once I get my servers up and running. Because I need a hypervisor bare metal software for me to do my thing. All right, and I don't care if I have to pay for it. Licensing and all that kind. I don't care. It is crucial for my studies. All right, so now my second one. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if my network cards even work. Okay, let's change this. And networking. And change adapters. Okay, so now these VMware adapters, okay, we need them as logical adapters to even bridge over to those, I believe, but nonetheless. This one, that is for my VPN, and I don't know what that's for either. That's NOR too. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess with those because I'm not gonna. Have to worry about troubleshooting when my Nord will not run. There's some weird error that I've never seen before. Okay, so now let's. This actually has Amazon written on the actual network or physical devices. Wow. Okay. Let's go look this up. Okay, that's the one. Okay, that's the one I have. All right, I got 4 of those. Okay, so first of all, PC2 is still booting. 1 is booted. All right. Okay, so what do we have here? I have 2 sitting here. I got 1 sitting here. What is this going to? That's going to my mouse, so can't do that. Where is this going? Oh, that's my drawing pad. Okay. And where is this going? Oh, shit, I got 2 right here. Okay, so first, no. These are C connectors. Not cool. Did it come from C to USB? I don't have that adapter in here. That's not cool. Because now I gotta move my damn computer around to see if I even have those slots. Damn it. I should have checked that. It would be nice if they gave me adapters. Okay, let's move this, turn this around. It looks like I have one. And that's not cool either. Let me look at the front. I can't because it's too high. Okay, so that puts a pause on me utilizing these network cards. Not cool. I can't believe I missed that. I'm gonna have to get a C hub, a C connector hub. Okay, so that puts that video to a short. Let me get that ordered, and we will continue on with this video.